Hey guys, so it's, well, at Temple it's National Coming Out Week, but I don't know if it's a National Coming Out Week everywhere or if it's just National Coming Out Day on the 11th. But anyways, I thought I would try to make a video about my coming out to my family in particular. Yeah. So I never really thought about being bisexual at all when I was younger. Like, I always had a crush on a guy for a long period of time too. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I like this one for one day. But maybe it's because no one in my family or around me was anything but straight, or at least that's what they presented themselves around me. So it just never really occurred to me at all. There were girls, thinking back on it now, that I was like, oh, I totally had a crush on them. But I just thought they were my best friends, or that we had a connection like that. But anyways, so starting in high school, one of my best friends, she was really open about being in Spectrum, which was my school's LGBTQ club versus the GSA, but it was the same deal. So I kind of went to a couple events or a panel just to kind of see, and I started realizing that something, I was kind of questioning my sexual orientation, because things were kind of wait a second. I was dating someone at the time, dating a guy at the time, so I wasn't I had a crush on a girl that I was suddenly connecting, but it was just I was starting to process things. And fast forward a couple months later, or several months later, so it was maybe towards the end of my freshman year in high school, that there was this girl that suddenly I realized I liked her, and it was really strange for me. I didn't know how to act with that, and I didn't know who to tell, because no one in my family knew anything. I was kind of the one who always liked a guy. That was my thing. I was that romantic, I have a crush on a guy, oh. And all of a sudden it was wow, I like a girl. And I didn't know who to tell. And I'm smiling about it now, but it was kind of scary, because I'm Catholic, and my whole family, well, not my dad, but my mom, my sisters are also Catholic, my whole mom's side of the family. My grandpa's pretty conservative. And then my dad's side was all Jewish, and no one was really out as anything in my direct, or even my extended family. So I was nervous. I was kind of looking for a role model, and I didn't really have one yet. Later on, over the course of high school, one of my friend's moms kind of became my role model, in the sense that she was religious and lesbian, and I was you could do both. Yay. Even though I already knew you could do both, but that was nice. But anyway, as a freshman, I didn't have that yet. I don't exactly remember how I told my best friend the first time. It could have been awkward messages, or it could have even been a text. I was really hesitant about it. I didn't really know. So I kind of asked her, I kind of was I think I might like a girl, but I don't really know what that means. Can you help me? Because I knew she was involved in LGBTQ plus stuff. She knew things. I didn't know anything. And I remember she made me this chart that it's at my house, or I would hold it up, and it kind of talked about the different not boxes, but just for me to help out. So it was like a girl crush versus being bisexual, and then there was a box the pansexuality, stuff like that, just to explain. And it was so motivating, because in each box, so she also wrote kind of what it was, and also was telling me no matter what, you're awesome, and you can do you, and she's you don't need to put a label on it, you can just be a feeling. And that was really heartwarming for me, and that was definitely encouraging for me to start thinking about who I was going to tell in my family first, if anyone. But I knew I wanted to tell someone, I just didn't really know how. I was struggling. I really wanted to tell my twin, because she's the closest person to me in my family. but I wasn't sure like how, because I kind of thought it was gonna be like really out of the blue, very out of the sudden. So it kind of turned out that we were in the car going somewhere, and I'd been kind of like freaking out about this, and Nicole could tell. And I ended up like writing a note to her, like in the car, like in a little notebook, like while we were driving somewhere, and I like passed it to her, and I told her that I thought I like might be bisexual because there was like a girl I was interested in, and also I was just kind of recounting like my past and realizing things, and I kind of was like, would you still accept me? That kind of thing. And I remember like I couldn't like look at her when I gave her the note, and then she like wrote a message on the back saying like, of course, like I'll always love you, like, and support you, and like I think you should feel free to tell like, you know, whoever you want, because like it's you and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And that was really nice for me, because excuse me, like tearing up, didn't think I was going to. I felt a lot better because Nicole knew at least, and anyone else who I told, like no matter what, I had my friend for me and I had Nicole. So I didn't really tell anyone else for a little bit. I was kind of just pleased that I had made it that far. And then I told my mom once when we were just like driving somewhere, because it's just easier. You can like talk to the window area and like not to her face. And she was kind of surprised, but you know, she was cool about it. I remember she like asked something about Beyonce. I thought that was funny. I think she might have been like, because Beyonce's really beautiful and like attracted to her, and I was like, well, you know, like Beyonce, like what am I gonna do about that? But I didn't ever like tell my dad directly. My mom probably told him, like at some point it just kind of, he knew, but I didn't ever like tell him. And like I still haven't told directly a lot of my older relatives. Like I told my cousins and they're all like cool about it. But like I still haven't directly said anything to my aunts, uncles, my grandparents, well, my grandpa, some of my Jewish relatives know. That's how kind of distinguish them in my mind. My Christian relatives, my Jewish relatives, just because sorting. But that's not like supposed to like put them in a box or anything. And like they knew I went to Pride recently, and like they're proud of me, but I didn't like directly tell them. It just kind of, once I told enough people, like the ripples just kind of spread, and usually no one's like comes and asks me about it. You know, like my cousins sometimes will, you know, see if I'm like dating, if interested in anyone, but my older relatives like steer clear, and I like don't even talk about it with my family in Wisconsin. Really, like if I'm ever, you know, end up dating, like seriously dating a girl, obviously it'll come up because it just will. But right now I'm still kind of careful with that because I don't really know how they're going to react. And that's kind of still nerve-wracking because like I used to think like I was going to come out to someone and that was kind of like it, and then I would be like totally confident coming out to like everyone else after that because I'd already done it. But, oh, I just hit something. But like it's not like that. You know, I still get kind of nervous, and especially like if I like someone, like, and then like to tell like him or like potentially her, but it hasn't come up like that, like I'm bi, because I'm just not sure how they're gonna react. And so far people have only really been positive about it, but there's still that like moment there that I don't know how they're gonna react. And I guess I don't know how long it's gonna be. Like it could be like that for a long time, but I just know that I'm so much more open about who I am, and I don't try to hide it. Like I don't necessarily explicitly say to certain people, like as I said, my relatives, but like I'm bisexual and proud, and yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I just kind of wanted to share this story with you guys, and really for me, just like kind of like say it out there and record it, because it's something I don't really tend to think about that often, because it just reminds me of when I was really scared about myself and really self-doubting, and now I just kind of want to be empowered. So yeah, I hope that for anyone else out there who's ever felt like nervous or scared about how their family's going to react or their friends are going to react, that no matter what, you find someone who will support you, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with being any sexual orientation or any gender identity or anything like that. Like, you are you, and you are beautiful.